Hi again, welcome back to another video. This is the last of the 7 tools of Christmas video series. We're just going to be going through a few of the sort of tools I've got in the job. Basically, they're the more expensive tools, well a lot of them are, but they're so handy when you need them, and you can make do without a lot of them, but they are handy to have, and like I said, make your life easier. So let's go for a few of them. Where should we start? Might as well start with this. These aren't that expensive, but they are handy, and I actually went on a long time without one of these. But it's a compression tester. It's got a different, it's got an adapter, so you can do sort of a normal plug and a bigger plug, and then it's got that other bit there, and there's some, I've probably only used it about 3 or 4 times, but when you need one, it sort of will tell you whether you've got piston damage, piston ring damage, or whatever, or a dodgy valve or something. So one of them's handy. I think this, if I remember right, it was around about £15 for this. So it's worth having one of them when you need one, because it can save you sort of, you know, a bit of well, it'll help you diagnose what the problem may be. This is another thing. That isn't too expensive. Vernier gauge, I think it's called. I think it is anyway. They're handy for, obviously, if you want to work out the size of a bolt, or the size of inside, say, a piston, a bore. See what size piston you need. I don't know whether the batteries run out on this. It might be okay still. Now the battery is run out. I have got another one, a cheaper one, but this is my best one. I need to put a new battery in that, and the cover's missing, but I've got that. I know where that is. Yeah, so they're handy. You can get the plastic ones. Actually, I'll show you the plastic one in the drawer. Looks the same, but actually it's plastic. The other one was metal. Yeah, they're not. These are only about 5 of the plastic ones. So yeah, well worth getting one of them. It's handy if you need to know a measurement. So just put that to the side a minute. I was given this from my dad, a Dremel. You probably see a lot of people use these when they need to cut off little bolts and that. To be honest, I've never actually used it, and I'll tell you the reason why. I have got a few bits in there, but I've never got round to ordering the bits I need for it. So it's just got like a little slitting disc on it. But yeah, one of my lights failed. I think I've got a better light on it here now anyway. So yeah, let's get back to the Dremel. Yeah, I've never really used it. It's a proper Dremel one. I have got like one of the copied ones, but this is a proper Dremel, and it's got all the settings and everything on it. I should have to order some bits for that, because I think I've probably struggled to do things before when this would have actually done the job. So yeah, a lot of people use them, and yeah, it's a handy little tool. Yeah, my dad gave me that. So yeah, that's a handy tool to have. There is some little bits and pieces in there for it. To be honest, I should have a look through it really, see what there is and what there isn't, and then get ordering. We've been through them. Been through that. This actually was my dad's. It's an old tap and die set, but I think, yeah, this one is the Imperial. A few are missing. I have got the little T piece for using it, and they're all in there. But there is a few missing, but the majority are there, and that is good if I need to obviously do an Imperial thread on an older lawnmower. But I bought this set. It's a Work Zone again from Aldi's, and yeah, that's got some of the others in. I have actually broke a few along the way. If I see another set that's cheap, I'll get another set. I don't use it that often, but sometimes if an exhaust stud or something snaps off, I'll drill out a little bit bigger and rethread it, and I have had to use it a few times. So yeah, handy little set. You can sort of pick them up reasonable price. I think this was about £30 when I bought it from Aldi's, probably about 4 or 5 years ago now. So yeah, it's a handy tool, but yeah, like I said, some of them do. I've broke a couple of the little ones over the time. Yeah, let's talk about lighting. I've got this one, which I do use quite a lot. I think it's got a little bit of charge in it. Oh, there we go. And sorry if I shone it in your eyes. Yeah, it's quite bright, as you can see. And yeah, it's a good little light. I bought that from Screwfix about maybe last Christmas, I think I might have done, maybe even Christmas before, I can't remember. But it's a good little compact light. I've used it for welding and that's because you can sort of angle it underneath a vehicle and it's small. I have actually, if you look on there, you might not be able to pick up on camera, but there is a few little burn marks on it from where the sparks have gone on that. I may well get another one because I like that because it's small. The light I use above the bench is like the bigger one. I'll show you that at the end. But yeah, that is a handy little light. We've got that one, which I actually haven't ever used. It's the more old-fashioned type light. Like runs off a 12-volt battery. You can see I haven't used it because I haven't even put the crocodile clips on the end. But my dad runs a few of these lights, and they are good because you can just hook them up to your car battery or lawnmower battery if it's a ride-on or something, or just a standard battery on the floor. You have got the cable, which is a bit of a pain. I'm so used to cordless stuff now, so yeah, the cable does become a bit of a pain. But yeah, they're a good solid light. When I bought some shelves for my unit, and the person I bought it off was closing down his business, and yeah, I bought a few other little bits and pieces, and this light was one of them. So yeah, I shall put the clips on there, and it's handy. Even if I want to hook it up in the top of the shed for a bit of extra lighting, it's handy for that. And yeah, I'll show you this one. I'm going to lose a little bit of light now because it's the one I'm using for light. But yeah, let me turn that off. It's a Dewalt battery one, and yeah, we use that a lot, and I do use that on quite a lot of my videos actually. When I'm trying to get some better light on something, I sometimes use this, the red one there, and the tripod camera as well, which a very kind YouTuber sent me from Amazon. Thank you, you know who you are. I will give a shout out on my Christmas video, or if I get one done on Christmas Day, it might just be after. We'll try our best. Yeah, that's a brilliant little tool. Only issue I've got with it, that joint seems right, but it's getting a little bit weak now, and it's not really that old. So that is a little bit annoying, but it's got a very, let's see, it's very bright. It's got two settings. You have to do that, or that dulls it a bit. But it has been so handy since I got it, and yeah, a lot of my lighting is from that as well. So I think we're actually done in the shed. I'll just raise you up to see the one I use from a lighting above the bench. Where are we? I just got one of them. Actually, I'll turn it off a second. I hope you can see it okay when I turn it off. But yeah, that's how I do it. I just took the bracket off, and the standing bracket, and then just screwed it to the shed beam up there, and yeah, and that does a good job above the bench. So yeah, my lighting is much better there now. I did actually forget something. Seeing that was Dremel, the make of that, I was thinking it was the box for the Dremel tool, but it isn't. It's soldering iron, and I found this really good. I was doing some wiring on my quad, and I didn't have a decent soldering iron, so I purchased, actually I'll show you like that, purchased this kit. It runs on light fluid, and yeah, it's really good. It's got some different ends and that on it. I don't know whether it's actually got any gas in it at the moment or not. Get it turned on at the moment. Yep, you can see there. You can probably just hear it. You hear that okay? Hasn't got much gas in it. But yeah, that's a handy little tool. So yeah, that's the end of what is on the bench, but I'll just put something else up there and I'll show you that. As you can see, on my bench is my compressor, the one I currently use in my shed. I have actually got two. I've got this Work Zone 25 litre one, and I've got a Draper 50 litre one. That is in my unit. This one is easy good enough for in the shed, so I decided to keep the smaller one in the shed. And yeah, to be honest, a compressor really is a bit of a must, because it's so handy for blowing out carbs and blowing grass and muck and everything off of the mowers and everything, especially when even when you're washing down with petrol or some degrease or whatever. If it's a bit stubborn, you can sort of blow it off and that. It is a handy tool to have, a compressor. The most important end for that sort of thing is like the blow off end like that. But you can buy the kits with the tyre inflators and that as well, so it's always handy to have the tyre inflator as well. This is just a cheapo one. And then if you want to actually use spray guns or anything like that, you've got the option as well with the compressor. So yeah, a compressor is always handy, and to be honest, they're relatively cheap nowadays. You can get one I think for around £100. This was on a special on Aldi's, they were clearing them. That was £50, so that one was a bit of a bargain. And the other one, actually, I picked it up with some mowers and that was okay as well. I just had to do something with one of the connections or something. So to be honest, a pair of compressors I've got actually have only cost me yeah, £50. And I have just, you might have seen in one of my other videos, I've just had to put a capacitor in my 50 litre one, so that's up and running and perfect again, and so is this one. So yeah, a compressor I would say is a bit of a must really, you know, because you can get compressed air in like aerosol cans, but yeah, that's obviously an ongoing cost thing where you might as well have the compressor and it will work, do your car tyres, your bike tyres and everything as well. So yeah, a compressor is quite an important thing I think to have in a shed or a garage or whatever. So yeah, so we've covered that now. It's just a few other bits left which I keep in the house, and we'll go and do them now. So now I'm in the house, there's just 4 tools left and we'll go through them. I might as well do this one first because it's in the box. I purchased this quite recently, this one, and it's a Dewalt DA sander. Turn it on because it's got battery. It's okay having the compressor and everything, but if you can just put a battery on and use it, so much easier. So yeah, I've got a range of discs for it as well. So yeah, I bought that. There was an eBay offer and then knocked a percentage off, so I got that. So I haven't used that yet, but I plan to probably use that on my vehicle projects in the future. Well, next year when the weather's better. But could use it on lawnmower decks as well. I have to tidy up a deck. So yeah, so that's a nice little tool. I think it was about £130. There might have been a little bit more. That's probably what I paid. It's probably a bit more if you haven't got the offer. These are a handy tool if you work on lawnmowers or any small engine. It's an ultrasonic cleaner. It does heat itself up, but what I usually do is just boil the kettle, just put a little bit of cold water in the bottom, and then just heat it up, and then set it. Probably I go to about sort of 70 degrees Celsius, and then what I usually do is run it through twice for about 15-20 minutes, and run it through twice. It's got the little basket there. I've got a little tea bag type thing, clamp thing, so I can put like the little pieces in it, but the main bits just go in that net. And yeah, I find it good, but I don't use it loads, because if I can get away with carb spray and the compressor, I'll go that way, because you've got to get it out, you've got to set it up, you've got to heat your water up, you've got to put it in there, and then the time and everything. Sometimes you just want to clean, get the carb off, clean it, blow it out, and get it back on the machine. Not have to wait. That process probably takes about an hour if you run it through twice. So yeah, it's a little bit messing about, but it's there. I've found it before. I've tried to clean them out with carb cleaner and with the air and everything, and it hasn't worked. I remember a particular Honda Flymo type mower I had, and it wouldn't run off of choke. It'd only run when choke was on. When I put it through that and put it back on, it ran as it should. Could turn the choke off and it carried on running lovely. So yeah, so if you move on a bit, you might find yourself wanting to get a ultrasonic cleaner, and yeah, they are quite good. Just make sure you get one big enough. This is big enough for most carbs on the small engine, so yeah, it works well. I forget how much it was. It was could have been around £100. I'm not 100% sure on that, but if you look now on eBay, you'll sort of see. But I would get one that heats itself. I think I ordered one before and then sent it back because it was only a cold water one or something. There was something different. But this one I found quite a good one. This was a tool I bought second hand. It was a Facebook Marketplace buy. It's a Snap-on Portable Power 1700. The only advice I'd say is actually, if you're going to buy one of these second hand, they do come up quite a lot second hand, but they've been used quite a lot. So you do find the battery power is a bit down because they've been used. I think this really ideally could do with a new battery, but you can buy new batteries to put in them for about £85. I think them new are over £300. So if you can pick up one of these reasonably cheap and then put a battery in it, you are going to save money because it's only sort of the casing, and you know, and with a new battery it should be as good as a new one really. This one cost me £80, and it does the job okay, but I will probably sometime next year I'll probably buy the replacement battery and put a new battery in it just so it's up to scratch, because it is really irritating getting to things, you know, putting it on the mower or a car or something and then it hasn't got the power to start it. So what I tend to do with this is leave this on charge quite a lot of the time, just so it's ready for when I want it, because you never know when you're going to want it. If it's a cold day and the van don't start or something, you need it. So yeah, that just stays just in the kitchen on charge. And the last thing, and this is a very handy tool, it's as you can see, a Rothenberger gas heat gun, like a plumber's heat gun, but I don't use it for that because I'm not a plumber. Actually, I'll just turn that around. I use it for heating up rusty bolts, and it is pretty good. My dad has the oxygen and acetylene set up, so that gets things red hot. This doesn't, but there's not much I've used this on which it hasn't undone. So I actually will light it up for you quickly. This one comes in a nice box with the proper grips. So I'll just put that on. This might have been on a couple of my videos, me using it actually, but wait, just put the gas on. There you go, and it does adjust it. Yeah, that's a great bit of kit. I'm not actually, can't remember how much that cost me, but I bought my dad one for Father's Day, and it was just the gun part. I think that was about £60, and then I think the bottles are about £15 each, little gas canisters. So yeah, it's a bit of an outlay, but in my opinion it's well worth it if you work on especially old lawnmowers where a lot of stuff is rusty. I've used it, yeah, on quite a few things on vehicles as well. Tell you what it is quite good for if you work on vehicles. I've done quite a lot of welding on, as you probably know if you've watched my camper videos, on my camper. I've burnt off a lot of the old underseal and that with this, so then I can get down to the sort of bare metal to clean it up to get welding. So I use it for that quite a lot as well. So yeah, well worth. I'm really glad I got one of them. That's a brilliant tool. And yeah, and that's going to bring us to the end of this series of videos. So I hope you've enjoyed looking through my array of tools. You can see I've collected quite a lot of stuff over the years. And yeah, I'm always looking for more, because you can keep adding. That's the thing. You can keep adding and adding and adding. You'll never have. It's a job to ever have everything. So yeah, but I've got most of what I need to get by, and probably more than enough, to be honest. In some ways, I've got some of these tools. Like I said, I don't use that often, but at the time I wanted them to build up my collection of tools, so I've got them, so they're there when I need them. Yeah, so that's it. I'll bring this series of videos to a close, and I hope you've enjoyed it. So yeah, I'll be along with some more videos again soon. So thanks for watching.